Hello, I'd like to talk about the Unit3-5 workbook with you, and then as you can see right here, it is about Unit 3 page what? I cannot see. Hey, hello. Page 12, okay, and you can see first of all, Central is the CBD of Hong Kong, and then indeed, Tsim Sha Tsui also the CBD of Hong Kong. The CBD have expanded to MOT in the east and also the Shanghai in the west, and it is the commercial center of a cities, and then also it's busy in the daytime, and then the traffic congestion is common. The highest land rent because different kinds of offices and also different kinds of headquarters or companies would like to take the place of the central to set up their office. So the competition is very strong. Okay, and so the land rent is very high. It's the highest. Okay, and then you can see the administrative center is also located in the central, but you may argue with me, wait, right now it's in MOT, isn't it? Because it's too packed for the central, and then the government would like to develop the new government headquarters in the new land. So accordingly, it is going to expand somehow into the eastern part of the central, which is MOT, and then almost Wan Chai indeed. Okay, so the administrative center where the government headquarters is located is in MOT, and then there's the accessibility right there is high, and because as I'm always told you, and also in the video I'm just talking about the Unit 3 is also talking about the accessibility is high, and why? Because we can get there by different kinds of ferry, different kinds of railway, and different kinds of buses. Okay, so the accessibility is relatively high. Okay, then where can we find the CBD of Hong Kong? High-end shopping mall, as I'm always talking about land covered, okay? And also Sogo, although the Sogo is in the Causeway Bay, but you can also find it in the Tsim Sha Tsui, okay? So it's a bit high-end shopping mall, and then five-star hotel, and you can see right here where is the five-star hotel. For example, you can find out the Mandarin Oriental right here, right in this building. Okay, although the picture is not very clear, but at least you can find one or two of the hotel, which is a five-star hotel. It is located in Hong Kong, okay, located in Central. And what's more, the multiple multinational corporation, for example, the Changjiang Corporation, which is started by Li Ka-shing, and this is the headquarters, Changjiang Group Center, and it is also located in the Central as well. So on top of that, we can find different kinds of office of the multinational corporation as well. Okay, for example, let's see, HSBC right here, and then the next one will be the one next to it should be the Standard Chartered headquarters as well. And so you can see there's a lot of multinational corporation offices. Okay, so accordingly, commercial land use is the major land use of CBD, not the residential land use. And then the central has the long history of development. Okay, we set up bank in the central for more than a century, just like HSBC. Okay, firstly, the central is located on the coastal flatland. The CBD can be expanded through the reclamation. Okay, by reclamation we can obtain more land in the central, and then we can develop more offices. Okay, historically the British government had built major road and buildings in the central during its ruling in Hong Kong. Okay, we can have found a lot of old building as well as the road that is having quite a lot of colonial styles, just like the Queen Road West, Queen Road East, so on and so forth. So which is talking about it is built up by the British government in the colonial stage. Okay, Central is also highly accessible by a well-developed transport network. This can make the business doing business easily. Okay, so if it's highly accessible, then we can go there for business very easily. Okay, and So accordingly, even though just like Mr. Leung always talking about, if I want to, we going to the HSBC headquarters for setting up other, bank account for other country, and I can go to the HSBC headquarters, although it's a bit far away, but don't really feel inconvenient because the buses is widely available from new territories and also the Kowloon to Central, so it's not a difficult task for us to go to Central. So even though the land rents are high, so because it is having a high reputation if your offices is located in Central, and it's also a kind of symbol of status to start up the business in Central to convince other that, oh, your company is very good if your offices is started up in Central. Okay, how about we start up another CBD in Kowloon East? It can be, but it takes time. Okay, it's really happening because somehow in my ages of teenagers, in my teenage age, the Guntong is a bit dull and then a bit old and then full of hawkers, so on and so forth, just like the Yumen Square previously. Okay, but right now it's all gone, and then the new bus stop have been built up, and then a lot of new offices have built along with it. So you can see right here is the area between Guntong to Outer Court, and then you can find there's a lot of offices right there. For example, the Millennium Cities, and there's a lot of good offices right there. Okay, so accordingly, is it good? Definitely. Kowloon East still have some characteristic which can, or some advantage to let us build a CBD right there. For example, coastal location provide large pieces of flat land, and then also the land rent is relatively lower while compared with Central. Okay, so just one measures to increase the attractiveness to the companies. Maybe we can make the environment better and increasing the accessibility by improving the transport, provide more supporting facilities, just like there are some park built along the Guntong piers to along the coast to the Kowloon Bay. Then it can be regarded as a good facility to allowing the office worker can have a walk during their lunchtime, or having some relaxation area to let them having some relaxed time in there. Okay, and then the work environment can be providing a lot, can have a lot of more, can have a lot of green areas which can provide more fresh air to the office worker right there. Okay, let's move to Unit 4. And this one just to let you have a look, but it's not really going to happen because the whole year trophy topic will be focused in Hong Kong only. So next question will be the urban problems in Hong Kong. And what are the housing problem in Hong Kong? Many people are living in the subdivided flats and also even the cage house. Okay, so shortage of housing and also the overcrowded environment is taking place. Okay, and then traffic congestion is commonly found in all of the area, all urban areas. Okay, just like Tugawan, then you are always you may always encounter if you are not going to take the MTR. Okay, entrance of the tunnels may include the Cross Harbour Tunnel, or maybe from the lesson Mr. Leung keep telling you that although Mr. Leung live in Sha Tin, but the tunnel, if I'm going to drive, the tunnel I'm going to use will be the Ching Sha Tunnel, which is the farthest it is the longest distance because the entire shorter tunnel is congested. For example, the Test Clean Tunnel as well as the Line Rock Tunnel in the 7 o'clock is totally already congested. So Mr. Leung cannot take this. Okay, so how about the vehicle emission? Vehicle emission will cause the air pollution, and then it will cause the respiratory illnesses. What is respiratory illnesses? It can be asthma, 哮喘. Okay. Then if we are having more pollutants in the environment, then for example, we are going to have more PM 2.5 suspended particularly in the air, in the busy road. If we are going to breathe in those polluted air, we will have some respiratory diseases. Okay, signboard. What is signboard? Which is talking about the LED signboard. Okay, in which we can find in the harbor, and noise pollution will occur, and waste of energy because we use a lot of electric energy to reduce to facilitate the lighting of the LED signboard. Okay, domestic sewage. Okay, sewage, which is talking about the polluted water, and then water pollution will make the red tide. Okay, red tide. Okay, what is red tide? What red tide is talking about the overwhelming growth of the algae, which is caused by the a lot of fertilizer or some sewage that is having some excretion, and which may make the algae growth extensively uncontrollable. So the red tide taking place. Road repairing, which will cause the noise pollution, and then if just like when you are passing through the construction site, the noise is too loud, boom, 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 like this. Okay, and your ear will have some troubles because the sound is too loud, and it is going to affect your hearing system, and then you may experience hearing loss. Okay, so this is the inner city area, which is always suffering the urban decay situation. For example, 深水埗, for example, 觀塘, for example, 西營盤. And then the shaded area are talking about the inner city of the Hong Kong, and it is both mainly located in the both side of the Victoria Harbour. Okay, so what is urban decay? You can see this one, which is always can be found in the 2-1. When you're going out of the MTR station, you can find a lot of this kind of building. Okay, and we can call this situation as urban decay. But what is urban decay? Urban decay is talking about the degrading of the environment in urban areas. Okay, so what is the area? Is the area above suffering from the urban decay? Definitely yes, because you can find there's a lot of mixed land use. For example, you can find the shop in the and also the restaurant in the ground floor. Okay, but you can see there's a lot of clothes hanging on top of the shop or restaurant. So what is happening for the clothes? It will have the very it will have lot of bad smell. Okay, from the just like your deep fried chicken. Okay, then when you are taking the hang out clothes back to your home, and then you may smell it, and then you may find a lot of deep fried smell. Okay, so accordingly there will be many old and worn out building. Okay, and also in general the outlook of this kind of building is quite old. Okay, lack of maintenance. You can see the window or the cover, the shelter of the houses is too old and lack of maintenance. So accordingly there are many old and worn out buildings. The land use conflict, just like the restaurant with the residential land use, is having some conflict in between. Okay, just like I've talked about the deep fried oil smell that can be found in your clothes. Okay, then this is the conflict because you don't aim to do so, but the restaurant next to it give you those deep fried oily smell. Okay. Apart from the air pollution, suggest two types of environmental pollution that affect the people living here. Okay, as I've said before in the earlier times, I'm always saying, the Mr. Leung may go to busking in the Wan Chai. Okay, then it is the noise pollution. Okay, okay. Although Mr. Leung may singing good, no one is sure about this. But anyway, if someone singing not good doing busking in the they are always doing in the inner city area, just like Wan Chai, just like Causeway Bay, just like Mong Kok, just like Tsim Sha Tsui, all other inner city area, and then this can be regarded as the noise pollution. As the commercial activities are busy, traffic is busy, and then it is going to provide some noise, okay? They may also face the light pollution as the signboard produce bright lights at the light, okay? Just like Causeway Bay, okay? If you live next in the Sogo, okay? And you can find one of my Instagram posts recently, and which is this one. You can find there's a lot of light pollution from the different kinds of LED signboard, okay? And then if you live in there, for here there are a lot of residential land use in this side, okay? So indeed, it is really having some light pollution towards this area, okay? Let's get wait a minute. Right here, yeah. Okay, and then how about the traffic congestion? Traffic congestion is also common in this area because the cause and the narrow road due to poor planning in the early days. Besides, the population increase and also rapid economic development have led to the increase of vehicle. For example, if just like the area that I have just shown in the Causeway Bay is the road planning is a bit weird, okay? Let's check out Causeway Bay. Hope I can find it here. Causeway Bay, yeah, here we go. And then the area of Sogo is quite weird for the transport planning. Okay, right here, and then you can find the road is not straight at all, okay? And then the road is totally in a very chaotic situation, and then very narrow most of the time. Only the widest road is just in the Sogo, the one that's next to the Sogo. But for the entire road, just one lane or two lane for each way only, okay? So it's very congested. You can see this one urban decay problem, okay? The building is very old, and then there are some land use conflict next to it, okay? So if we are having the traffic congestion taking place, what are the impact? The longer commuting times and more use of the fuel and air pollution, okay? How about the people why the people still live in the old urban areas, okay? Because the transport is really convenient, and then different kind of social facilities is available, or maybe they are living in with their family, so that the social ties is strong, so that you are not going to move into another area immediately. And also there are different kinds of shop to provide basic needs, okay? So for number 5, it is talking about different new towns, so I'm not going to go through one by one. I'm just let you have a look, okay? And then mark the answer accordingly, and then we will build more road accordingly in order to deal with the traffic congestion that we are just talking about this. And just like Central One-Tri bypass somehow is going to relieve the problem of the Causeway Bay traffic congestion. Why? Because let's move to the Google Earth again, okay? Central One-Tri bypass, let's see whether I can find it in here. Hello. One-Tri bypass. So indeed, although you may find, you really cannot find the Central One-Tri bypass because it's a tunnel-like situation, okay? But it is passing through from the, you can see the different destination of the entrance of the Central One-Tri bypass in the IFC or in the central. So you can see once we are entering the bypass, the destination may include Wan Chai and also North Point and Chai Wan. So accordingly, we may not necessarily using the road transport to passing through the Causeway Bay or Wan Chai if we are just not going to set the Central as our destination. We can just bypass, we can just skip the Central啦, Admiralty啦, Wan Chai啦, if we are not going to really going to there. So accordingly, we can get rid of the traffic congestion. Okay, I don't know why this is not really related to the Central Wan Chai bypass. Anyway, okay. And then we can also expand the railway network to cover more urban areas as railway efficient mass transit system. Just like nowadays, we are having two Malai that is passing through our Tugawan, and then we can go to school, or for Mr. Leung, I can go to work easily because previously Mr. Leung really have to drive if I want to make it fast. Okay, but right now if I'm going to take the MTL, it is more faster than the than I'm driving. So accordingly, because if I'm driving, as I've said before, I need to make a longer distance by taking the Changsha Tunnel instead of the Lion Rock Tunnel. Okay, so accordingly, the mass transit system may help somehow. Okay, because it's fast in this. Okay, lastly, we can control the growth of vehicle. If you don't want Mr. Leung driving the car, you can ask the government to raise the registration tax, and then Mr. Leung cannot have the car to drive. So poor. Okay, air pollution. Accordingly, we can ask the driver to install filters, okay, which can reduce the suspended particulate, and then promote of the use of the cleaner fuel, okay. It can also reduce the air pollution. And how about the water pollution? Water pollution, which is talking about the building of the sewage of the treatment plant, and then we can reduce the sewage. But offset keep telling you that the sewage cannot be changed into the totally clean water. So accordingly, we have to save our water accordingly. How about noise pollution? Okay, set up noise barrier. Okay, you may find some noise barrier can be found in the construction sites nowadays. Okay, and then using noise reducing material to pave the road. Okay, and then land pollution. If for the land pollution, maybe we can when you going to the supermarket, if you ask for the extra bags, plastic bag, you will be charged 50 cents for this. Okay, and this is called the plastic bag levy scheme. Okay, and then number D, building incinerator, burn the rubbish, but it is going to provide another pollution actually, which is air pollution. Okay, which of the following methods are the solution to the urban decay? Okay, if the building is too old, how to deal with it? Redevelopment, talking about totally demolish the whole old building and then build a new one. Rehabilitation, which is going to repair it, just like the food alley, 好似崇傑街咁樣啦。Okay, rehabilitation. Okay, revitalization of the historical building, just like Central Market nowadays. Okay, is we opened it, and then the whole old structure is is maintained just like Thai Court, which is more or less the same. They are going to develop as a commercial complex or restaurant like heritage site. Okay, so it can provide more solution to the urban decay. So after the urban redevelopment, we can find a lot of new buildings. The height buildings will be taller, and then the number of flats will be more. Living environment will be better. Okay, so for this one, indeed, I haven't asked you to do, but anyway, if you do it, this is good, and then I would like to explain somehow. Okay, Zhangguanou is a new town, and then this is having a balanced mix of the public and private housing. For example, the Park Central is the representative of the private housing, and the Songdat estates will be the representative of the public housing estates. Okay, good transport network, for example, railway啦, highway啦, high proportion of the recreational land use, for example, 將軍澳 Sports Ground, 單車館 Wallodome. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce it properly. Community facilities are available. Hospital啦, Heaven of Hope Hospital,靈實醫院啦。 Okay, with reference to the answer above, explain how the development of Jiangguan Liu Tang helps to improve the housing problem in Hong Kong. Jiangguan has a balanced mix of the private and public housing, so it won't be like a bit like Tin Shui Wai. Tin Shui Wai is not really a good Liu Tang because public housing is too much, okay, and then there are too many poor people living in there, so it cannot really suit the needs of different people, and there's a high proportion of the recreational land use. It can relieve the overcrowded living condition in the urban areas. Okay, whole circle bearing, and for the straight line distance, you're gonna know, not the first time I'm asking you to do so. Okay, be careful. If we are talking about from, we would better set up the course. 擠個十字架就擠喺個將軍澳 station 嗰度啦，because which is talking about from, okay, and then the water dome, okay, right here, and so it's a bit low, and then if you have bring along with your calculator, which not calculator, protractor, which is about 20 degrees, okay, so accordingly it is 70 degrees, okay, so next time you better, when you going to examination hall, you better bring along with your protractor, okay. And the straight line distance, if you can measure 5 cm, and then you can find out right here 1 cm representing 120 m, so accordingly if we have 5 cm times the 120 m, so accordingly it should be 600 m, okay. So that's the end of the unit 3 to unit 5, okay, because this part London Dockland is also not in the curriculum I'm going to examine, so I will better skip it because of time, okay. Please stay tuned for the Right workbook answer YouTube, as well as the integrated exercise workbook YouTube, because in this workbook there are integrated exercise as well, and I will explain it as well, okay. So stay tuned for this, and also the explanation of the curriculum, and I've taken some frame footage about Central, about the urban decay in Tugawan also, so stay tuned for the YouTube, okay. I'm making it, so wait for me. Thank you, bye.